Hi everybody and welcome to TNT as we take a deep dive into what's likely to happen over the next few days regarding the election of a new Thai Prime Minister. Now I know there's plenty of people out there that aren't interested in Thai politics. This probably isn't the video for you. But otherwise I am going to be, well, not necessarily speculating on who's going to win, but laying out the processes and also the likely scenarios. Let's get started. A big week in Thai politics, a battle between those who believe they deserve to run the country, those who have done so by winning multiple elections in the past 2 decades, and the new kids on the block who are now attracting election-winning votes, especially younger voters, towards a new Thai voice. Now, shortly I'll go through the 4 most clear scenarios for an outcome in this week's planned vote for a new Thai Prime Minister. But first, a bit of background to bring us up to date, well, at least to today. The country's biggest party in Parliament, the People's Party, didn't get to form a government after the 2023 election, even though they won 38% of the primary vote, but now find themselves as kingmaker for this week's vote for a new Prime Minister. And at the moment, they're refusing to say which side they'll support for that crucial vote, at this stage anyway. The People's Party went on to say that they don't want to join any coalition. They don't even want ministerial seats. They'll simply use the force of their 143 MPs in Parliament to vote for one prime ministerial candidate or the other. The People's Party met yesterday to discuss who they think they should support, the ruling Pheu Thai party or Bhumjaithai, which quit the coalition in June and is now pushing to form the next government. Now, just to clarify, Bhumjaithai's departure from the coalition times perfectly with the release of that taped conversation with the former PM Paetongtarn Shinawatra. The dramatic departure seemed a grand gesture to show their dissatisfaction with her prime ministerial behaviour. But this was really just an opportunistic face saving. The Bhumjaithai leader was about to be forced out of his powerful interior ministry as the two main parties continued to bicker over legalising casinos, cannabis legislation, and controversy over vote fixing in last year's Senate election, some 36 senators linked to Bhumjaithai. And there are also Bhumjaithai MPs embroiled over a land use scandal, an issue that hasn't been sorted out as yet. Either way, Aniton and Bhumjaithai have been stewing and plotting on the opposition benches ever since. The most important message emerging from yesterday's People's Party meeting, and said publicly, is that they really don't trust either Pheu Thai or Bhumjaithai. Well, they've made a few key demands: a referendum on constitutional change and Parliament dissolved for a new election within 4 months. Both Pheu Thai and Bhumjaithai say they're ready to comply. Well, of course they would, though whether they really mean it is another question. Why should they? Pheu Thai stiffed them after the 2023 election by doing a deal with the devil, their former political foes, the Royalists and the Conservative parties linked to the army, and forming a coalition without the People's Party. As for Bhumjaithai, the two parties are at political odds over constitutional reform, casinos, the role of the monarchy, cannabis, basically everything. And this is just the latest chapter in Thailand's long-running political saga. Paetongtarn is now the 6th Shinawatra-linked Prime Minister to be ousted by the courts or the military, and the second in under a year. The Pheu Thai are now fighting for political relevance after falling so far in the eyes of their once adoring voters. Meanwhile, Bhumjaithai and its ambitious leader Aniton Charnvirakul are poised to pounce on the opportunity, with deep pockets and plenty of political cunning. Although Parliament's set to meet tomorrow to start the process of electing a new Prime Minister, it could be dragged on. Indeed, if neither side sees a clear path to victory in the next few days, they may try to postpone the vote until they know they have the numbers. And it is just numbers, mathematics, hands up when the votes are counted. Well, let's look at the main players and the 4 clear scenarios for the upcoming vote. Well, the first scenario, and one that's not really been spoken much about, is that we could return to where we were a couple of months ago, with the Thai party and Bhumjaithai could kiss and make up. They could sort out their differences and they could elect either Chaikasem Nitsari or Anitin Charvitikun to the position of Prime Minister, but they could leave roughly the cabinet where it was and just continue on for the remaining 2 years of this session of Parliament. That would completely lock out the People's Party, who would remain, well, basically floundering in opposition. But that's probably an unlikely scenario. Scenario number two is where the Thai party do get together with the People's Party, and they put together their two lots of MPs, and automatically they have enough votes to be able to elect a new Prime Minister. Who would be the Prime Ministerial candidate? Chaikasem Nitsari, the 77-year-old veteran politician. That would be quite clean and neat, but there would have to be quite a lot of horse trading done between the two parties because, well, the People's Party were stiffed back in 2023 and they feel that the Thai party left them in political oblivion. So that is scenario number two, but perhaps not a preferred scenario. The third scenario would see the rise of Anitin Charvitikun to the position of Prime Minister, but he's got 71 votes in Parliament, and we add the People's Party votes, some 143, he would still need quite a few other stragglers, mostly from the Conservative side of politics, to make up the numbers so that he could be elected Prime Minister. He's probably got the most horse trading to do, but his party's got deep pockets. But that would form a new government with the Bhumjaithai basically running the show. But the condition from the People's Party is that they have to call an election after 4 months. Now, what would happen after 4 months if Bhumjaithai thought, perhaps we might run this all the way through to the next election? Well, we'd be in a very difficult situation with the People's Party probably wanting to pull out of that particular coalition. Let's see. Now, scenario number four would be the cleanest and the simplest, but perhaps the most unlikely, where the acting Prime Minister, Bhumjaithai, could call preemptively for a new election. We wouldn't even get to vote on a new Prime Minister. Now, whether he's constitutionally allowed to do this has been hotly debated over the past couple of weeks by academics, people who call themselves constitutional experts. It has never been tested, and it would put Thailand into somewhat of a constitutional crisis, whilst I suppose the Constitutional Court would have to rule over his ability to either call a preemptive election or not. For Thai, this is a last-ditch grab for power for the Shinawatra family. If Thai are relegated to the opposition benches and with no other Shinawats currently showing any interest to take on a political career, this week could be the final straw. Considerably weakened by that phone call controversy, the days of big political wins are over. Even a new election will simply confirm the electorate's loss of trust in the Shinawatra clan. For Bhumjaithai, it could mean their final rise to the top of the political pile and the elevation of Anitin Charvitikun to the position he believes he's earned. But if he agrees to the 4-month term before dissolving Parliament, he'll have to face the electorate as well. And his Bhumjaithai party MPs are embroiled in so many controversies at the moment, well, they'll have the biggest challenge and the most to lose. The People's Party, formerly Move Forward, formerly Future Forward, have had to fight their way into Parliament, pushing against the heavy tide of Conservatives and the Thai elite. They're increasingly savvy and they've learned a lot from their constitutional defeats. If an election is held this year, as they insist, then they'll win the most votes, no doubt. But they really need to win a clear majority, 50% of the vote plus one, to be able to form a government in their own right, without having to compromise with another coalition. But those days are ahead of us. The Parliament will probably assemble from tomorrow, and we'll bring you the results as soon as we can and analyse what it means for those of us that can't vote but have an abiding love for this country and the people of Thailand. Thanks for watching.